Hi there, welcome back to another pick a card. My name is Abby, I'm your psychic strategist, and today what we're going to do is we're going to do which power animal is currently supporting your twin flame connection and why. You can also use this for any kind of deep soul connection, but this is also specifically for twin flames if you're in that dynamic. Just be mindful, this is not your main power animal, because you will always have one main power animal that supports you and your twin flame, and both you and your twin flame will be totally connected to that power animal. Like, you'll both already have had your own experiences with that power animal, and then it's potentially something that once you come together you start to realize, oh my gosh, I have a real connection with that animal too, something like that. Bearing in mind it can still be different because we're all unique. However, it's not this power animal we're going into. We're going into which power animal has currently come in to support what's currently going off with you and your twin flame, and we'll also find out a bit more why that is, okay? Just before I start, while I was like setting up the reading for today, like all the YouTube equipment, I just had this song on, and my guides were like, this totally channels the energy of like power animals, and I was like, okay, cool. And it's this one. I love this, to be fair. It is by Moderat. They're incredible, you should totally check them out, and this song's called Therapy. Really what I felt when I was channeling like this song is, the thing is, it's about accessing like a wild, free part within yourself, like, you know, a part that just gets stimulated in you. And actually some people might really try hard to kind of suppress it, but actually for those individuals that allow it to come out of them, it's kind of like exhilarating, it's creative, it's untamed, it's like super potent. And for individuals that can go with that kind of thing within them, they always have a way more potent, powerful energy field. And usually you'll find that that potent, powerful energy field somehow almost has a magnetic effect to people around them, and they feel pulled into them. And that's very much what these power animals can do for you, because power animals very much are kind of like very instinctual, they're very raw, they are very wild, but at the same time they're very vulnerable and open. But they don't do it in a way that many of us do it as humans, where we're quite cautious or we have still hesitations about the vulnerabilities. They kind of completely embrace it and just kind of like rip raw with it, as it were. So that's kind of what I was channeling through the song, but totally check it out. It's friggin', I mean, like, it's amazing. Whenever I hear this song, I can literally feel, and sometimes I've seen like energy move around my body, but it always comes out of my heart and then seems to circulate around me and then back into my heart. And all I know is it feels incredible. So I don't know, see what experience you have with it. Cool, so now we're going to choose 3 piles. This deck, as well as the Divas of Creation, I really love it again because it's super raw and intuitive and instinctual. So I thought it would do well for this reading. Anyway, just tune into yourself now and see which number you feel drawn or called to. So, is it pile number 1? Is it pile number 2? Or is it pile number 3? Also, one thing I did want to say is right now the weather is like super wild too. It's like wind, it's crazy rain, and because I have like a shamanic background, I know we're going to get something really cool out of this reading, because the wind is wild. Again, a bit like animals, it doesn't hold back. It does not hold back, and it's totally unapologetic, and it just is what it is. And it's so, I don't know, it's exhilarating. I love the feeling of like crazy wind. And actually my auntie used to be a school teacher, and she always used to say that whenever it was really windy, the school kids would just be crazy, and they would be wild, and they just had this energy about them which you just couldn't contain. And once again, I do feel that within the power animal, and I also really feel this is generally what all of these power animals are trying to do for everybody watching this reading anyway, but they'll be doing it in unique ways. So anyway, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Now let's go into pile number 1. Okay, so this is for everybody that chose pile number 1. This is the mountain. It's really cool, actually. I really like it. Oh, I'm just getting so much from this, actually. I don't know where to begin. So we'll obviously find out which is your power animal. I'm going to do it totally psychic and intuitively, but also this power animal is absolutely pushing you to go to a new limit within yourself and within this connection. This power animal I actually think has been with you for a little while, to be honest. Ooh, flipping out. Been with you for a little while, and I also really feel that it's something where you know what I'm instantly seeing, and I did not think it was this, but obviously we just need to go with what we're shown. Basically, the power animal that's currently supporting you is an otter. That's so bizarre because the otter feels like so playful and so kind of light. But I can see that also in the twin flame connection where you're currently at, you've been having to use discipline and due diligence to kind of stay on track with your own self-growth, and you've been pushed through some challenging situations, but they have allowed you obviously to get much stronger because you've got like a really firm foundation. I do feel for this pile, like if you haven't already, you guys have either really been looking into your ancestral line and your childhood, but very much not so much the childhood dynamics, but basically the ancestral line of the females and the ancestral line of the males in your family heritage. If you haven't been doing that, this otter spirit is saying there's something really powerful also by looking into that. Let's just see what else we get. The thing is though that the otter is so playful, so I really feel as well that ooh, that's interesting. I really feel as well that this, however difficult and challenging things have been, it's really important that you do bring in that kind of playful vibe. And I'm seeing very much something about, I'm seeing this otter swimming round and round in a circle, but not like almost chasing its tail or sort of like in confusion. It's just going round and around in kind of a playful way with himself, just because it feels really good on the otter's body to like be swimming in a circle. So there's something about that water like rushing around it while it's in the circle that just makes it feel great. So it makes me think that actually there's something that... Wait, just give me 1 second. There's something that... It's really important to be accessing the water part of your energy field. And what I mean by that is like the emotions and the intuitive energy. So I've got this feeling, whatever you have been feeling and intuitively thinking to do with your connection, you know what, you are absolutely correct. But the otter spirit is saying some other thing as well. You're absolutely correct, but now what you need to do is use whatever emotion you had and the intuitive insight that you had, and now see how you can stand outside of that emotion and that intuitive insight and see it from another perspective. And to see it from this other perspective, you need to put on the lens of like this playful otter. So you've got to view this information that you already have now from more of a playful, light-hearted way, and it'll be different for all of you about how you do that, but it's really important that you do that, because otherwise my guides are saying like it's like you're going up Mount Everest and you're sort of running out of oxygen. And the only reason why you're running out of oxygen is just because you have been over consuming something and not pacing yourself. And it's almost like the otter spirit is coming in to say, look, now's the time just to relax, to sort of back off a little bit, to kind of regroup, to kind of get into a higher playful vibe. And then, you know, you'll find that this oxygen tank within you will have got reset and you'll be able to carry on further up the mountain. Whoa, that flipped right out. Let's see what that was. Voice. Okay. Right, I'm going to go with this first one, then we'll see if we need any more cards. So let's just see what we get. What else does the otter want to say? Okay, so you've got Divas of the Threshold, I think it is. You've got Divine Grace Diva. You have Change of Mind. You see, that's what I was saying about this almost change of perspective. You've got to change the way that you're looking at something to do with not just your twin flame connection, but just genuinely romantic connections on the whole. There's something really important that you can get from understanding the pattern of the ancestral line that you were born into and kind of like the heritage. But it's really important that you don't just see the things that maybe weren't ideal, that when you also look outside of that and understand how the things that were awesome, because it's impossible that everything would have been negative and equally everything would have been positive. There'll be a real blend. And what I think the art spirit is also saying is that multiple perspectives are happening within yourself and the other people involved constantly all of the time. So really it's about deciding which physical reality do you want to lock down, okay, with your perspective. And because multiple things are happening at the same time and there's multiple ways of experiencing things, and there's multiple ways of things being expressed, not just outside of you, but also internally. Because I'm really feeling like this voice, this is something about how you communicate to yourself. Like, you know, every thought that you think and all the rest of it, all your cells, all your DNA, all your mitochondria, every part of you is listening to that. And then it's all creating a certain vibration. And then that collective vibration becomes the vibration that you put out into physical reality. What this otter spirit is saying is that if things have got a little bit heavy, or they're challenging, or they're not quite where you want them to be, or even if they are where you want them to be but you just want to go on to the next level, the way to do that is now to change the perspective that you have seen to do with romantic relationships and connections in your life and in your ancestral line. It's about now seeing it from a completely different angle, and this angle is one that is far lighter, it is far more loving, it's far more compassionate, and I'm hearing that it's just like a real appreciation for the human experience. And that's something that this power, like this otter paranimal, is trying to express to you. And the otter paranimal is saying that once you can do this, many other things are also going to start shifting for you too. Because it's just really important that you just bring this like lighter perspective, and almost not even just to the relationship, but just to your human experience on the whole anyway, so that you can also start playing around with this change of perspective and how you communicate to yourself, not just to do with relationship dynamics, but to do with even things like money, doing something you love every day, being successful in the way that you want to. All of those things is something that this power animal otter is currently coming in, not just for you but also for your twin flame, to help you shift this perspective into a way more loving and kind of like, it feels really nurturing and it feels really soft and it feels very accepting. This otter power animal feels really, really accepting of the human experience, and because it's accepting, for some reason it can find some real playfulness within it, almost like a little bit of laughter to do with even things that maybe weren't ideal, just because it's relaxed to do with like duality is what I'm getting. And obviously the more you can relax to do with duality, the more that will bring you to a union state with your twin flame anyway, as that will also bridge the gaps between you on a masculine and feminine level. Sorry, I'm just getting so much here without even turning out all the cards, because also what my guide is saying really strongly, and this is my main blue guide, which is the one that's really connected to me and my twin flame, is that you need to start seeing yourself as well from the masculine and feminine perspective. And it's not just about the masculine side in you is wounded or the feminine side of you is wounded. It's not about that at all. Now it's about, all right, so if I want to leverage myself even more, I'm going to tweak my masculine energy in this way, and I'm also going to tweak my feminine energy in this way. And I'm going to see then how they co-create with each other, both internally and therefore see what happens externally, if that kind of makes sense. Don't look at anything anymore to do with a wounding. See it all as just a tweaking. Like, once again, because it's got that playfulness again, it's like an experimentation. You know, experimentation to just see what feels good, what ends up creating something that you want, and then adjusting as you go along. That's very much like what I can see this otter doing. Because now it's starting to, it was like going round and around in a circle, playing with itself in that way, and now it's sort of doing that infinity sign. But it's kind of doing it where it's going into its front and and then as it curves around here, it lies onto its back, and so it's kind of really playing with like the front and the back of its body, and it's like accepting all parts of itself and integrating them. If you can visualize that in meditation, I reckon you might also get something more. There's something about that figure of 8, but doing it in such a dancey, movie way. Maybe even try meditating, visualizing that otter, and using that song that I recommended at the beginning as channeled for this whole reading. But anyway, now let me just turn over these. So we have the Death card in reversed. I love this card. Actually, this also has got this watery feel. We have Sister Water, which I think is like, you know what, I don't know. Let me just read off the raw energies of them. Sometimes it's easier and better. Oh my god, I friggin' love it every time this card comes out. This is the mystery card. You know, some tarot decks will do that. They'll do like a wild card. And if you guys watch my readings, you know I friggin' love wild cards. Wow. Once again, this is this circle thing. Kind of like saw with the otter. Cool. Right, now let me just feel into it even further. You totally do the same. You know, really weirdly what I'm getting instantly, and my guides are saying do this right now, I'm not to interpret this. This is for you to interpret. So I'm just going to just hold it here just for a couple of seconds while you just intuitively feel what you get from it. Okay, just take that with everything else we say as well. And I'll always pull a wild card for you anyway, but that was just like an extra message. So, you know, there's just something really magical about you working with this otter paranimal. Like, it really wants to show you a mystery, I do know that. Like, a mystery to do with not only your connection, but more to do with how you interact being a human and how you interact with life. There's something coming out of that, and like I say, you know, definitely meditation is going to be really useful for you guys. So I do feel as well that, you know, it's interesting. Here's kind of, I feel like the figure of 8 thing there again. Can really feel that. Maybe you could do this really cool thing that sometimes can happen. Just do it if you feel drawn to. You know, sometimes if you just doodle and you do like a shape over and over again, it can actually relax you and it becomes a form of meditation, and it can also just soften your energy field enough to also allow your spirit guides and other things to start to give you intuitive information. Maybe that will work for some of you as well, to do with this otter paranimal. And this would tap into that playful thing again, like almost that childlike innocence and curiosity. You know, you've got to bring that into whatever is going off currently to do with your twin flame dynamic and just how you see relationships on the whole. Would just be really important. And I do feel like I'm getting from my guides that within a week, if you guys do a little bit of your own form of meditation in whatever way that might be, bearing in mind it could be anything, it could be yoga, it could be lifting weights, it's anything, right, that just puts you into a certain state, you'll actually find within 7 days you'll get a really strong intuitive message to do with something to do with your twin flame connection or your ancestral heritage or something about your mindset and how to go about changing it. Because I do really feel like there is, for some reason, it feels like something is wanting to come in, some really strong guidance. And but this is how you'll know if it's the guidance that I'm talking about. It won't feel heavy, it will feel playful, it will feel light. So, you know, we all get many different intuitive insights all of the time anyway, but the specific one that's related to this message is it's going to come with this playful vibe, okay? It's going to make you feel maybe either curious or intrigued or something like that. There's something like that that's going to go off with it, and that's how you know what this is. I just want to get a little bit more to do with this one being reversed. Let's just see what we get. Why is the Death card in reverse? What's his spirit? What's this? By the way, I love this otter spirit. It's so friggin' cute. Like, I can see it sort of like just like swimming around my body and like nudging its cheek into my cheek. It's so cute. I love it. Let's see, so we have 4 of Swords, 6 of Fire in reversed, just want one more, 2 of Wind. You know what, really, I think all this is saying is that, currently there's some stagnant energy that's going off, not just to do with your twin flame connection, but just maybe where you're at to do with interacting with your physical reality from this ability of unifying yourself in whatever way that might be. So like almost not having like a good or a bad or a right or a wrong or something like that. There's something with that you haven't just quite got the message that's trying to come through to you, and because of that it's keeping you stuck in the certain reality that you're in. So the way for things to move forward, because I can see here with the 6 of Fire, it is in reverse, but if it was the right way up, it's like this real massive arrow that just points in a very direct, powerful kind of momentum. But I really like how there's a tree here as well, because it shows that there's actually a huge amount of stability within this fiery movement, which that isn't always the case. Sometimes when you get a lot of energy to do with something, it can almost like burn out really quick, or it can send you off on like a wild goose chase, but this really isn't. So once you understand this thing that we've talked about with how you're seeing something from a perspective which is not actually helping you lighten up, feel more playful, stuff like that, feeling like life is quite heavy and that life is quite hard, once you can work out what this perspective is, I know it's going to flip this from being reversed into this direction. And then it's so funny, look, it literally looks like it's then shooting right up to the top of this mountain. But yeah, like I say, currently there's a little bit of a blockage there because you haven't quite understood the blending of 2 parts of yourself. And also, if you saw your twin flame as a part of like another part outside of you, you could then see also why there would be this bit of discord, or there's been this stagnation to do with where everything is at. So the best way obviously to do it is change it within you, but not with any expectations that it changes anything outside of you, but still understand the best way is to do it internally first and see what happens. And that would be with this playful experimentation thing that I was talking about, that this kind of otter spirit has got. And I've got a feeling as well, that infinity sign, I think it might be a bit of a synchronicity to you if you want to program it in your physical reality like that. And what I mean by that is you can decide that something is a lucky sign, or it's a sign of something for you, and then just tell your reality to only show it you when it's relevant to this part of your journey in whatever way that might be, because you really can program your reality however that you want. So that might be something as well that you want to work with. But you know what, definitely the way to get out of any form of stagnation in any part of your life currently, because you're doing so well, you've come so frigging far and you are so close to that next level, because this as well is just potent, it's powerful. It just means something is really has the potential to completely change for you as well on some level. But first of all, you just got to change that inner chat about something, and be getting kind of like this different way of perceiving your reality, and that will therefore change your reality. And the otter spirit says it's time now, and it's about being playful, curious, and experimenting. And that's completely what I'm getting for you here on this pile. Let's just see. This is one just for you to interpret. What the otter spirit animal specifically wants to say to you right now through this card. I'll pull it and then I'll be quiet so you can decide for yourself. See what you get. Oh wow! Listen to opposing opinions. This artwork's so beautiful. Kind of matches the roses as well. Anyway, I'll be quiet and let you do that. So cool. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I friggin' loved it. Also, thanks so much to the otter pair animal. You are so cute. You can come again anytime. Anyway, so put all of that together and see how it makes sense for you. Please obviously make this your own, because you know everything that I believe in is that we all are completely psychic. It's just a muscle that you just want to enhance. And actually all of my stuff is all to do with helping you tap into your psychic resources. You can also find me on Instagram on AbigailGrace2311, and I do actually have a post on there about paranormals as well. This is a picture of me and my brother when we're younger. Anyway, because we have certain paranormals and it's so cool because they work together, as you'll find with all stuff anyway, so maybe check that out. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter if you have that. I also have another YouTube channel called See It Like a Psychic. I'll leave a link for that. There's loads of other resources that you can use with that. And if you would like a reading with me or any of my psychic digital products that are going on there, then you can find me on Etsy. But other than that, please like if you like this, subscribe so you can get loads more of these videos, share it with anybody you think might also find it enjoyable, and also let me know, comment below if they're about anything to do with the reading, about any sort of readings you would like me to do, because I'd love to collaborate with you guys in that way. And yeah, just basically see you next time for some more pick a card magic, because I love picking cards. Bye. Hi there, this is for everybody that chose pile number 2. You got this card here. This is the energy of Saturn. So obviously this is a timeless reading, but currently as I am making this video, it's so very close to Saturn becoming visible, which I talk about more in another one of my videos. But this is the thing, what I can tell you instantly is new energy and vitalized empowered action is coming to do with how to move forward with this twin flame dynamic, but just generally to do with how you relate to your masculine and feminine energy. And you'll just really know, because you'll really get, it won't even be like you have to try. Suddenly you'll wake up one morning and it'll just be like, cool, and now I'm taking this action. There's something about that that's going off. And instantly I'm getting the paranormal for you guys. You've absolutely got a bear paranormal, and it's a brown bear. Like, it's just literally come in instantly, and it's here to sort of work with you to show you how to be a leader and have authority with what you do, while also being incredibly compassionate to the people around you and their vulnerabilities. And this paranormal, because I could just really feel my heart expand instantly, is really, really here to help you open up your heart chakra. And sort of like, sorry, just give me a minute because so much is coming in. It kind of feels quite overwhelming in my body, to be honest with you. I feel like so much energy is starting to, or trying to come out of my heart chakra. Let me just work out what that is, just 1 second. Okay, so all the disappointments that have gone off to do with this connection, or to do with just your relationships in general, all the heartache that your soul is connected into to do with disharmonious connections between the masculine and feminine energy on all its different levels. This bear is really wanting to help you. Like, it's almost like it's saying to me this: don't hibernate those energies within your heart anymore. So from sad experiences from the past, those sad experiences that you've had in the past to do with relationship dynamics, or you've even seen with your primary caregivers, for some reason that's also meaning that you are connecting in on a soul level and tapping in on a soul level to also all of these other soul stories of painful, sad, romantic relationships. And actually it's about letting go of all of that energy now. Don't hibernate that energy in your heart. Let it all come out. And as you let all of that energy come out, it might feel a bit overwhelming, but it's going to feel incredible 2 weeks after. 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours. All of you are different, right? 2 minutes. But it's just going to leave you to this space of, for some reason, it's just going to make you way more assertive in your physical reality. And I'm getting that you'll also become way more assertive in your job or your career as a result of letting out all of this energy that you've been holding in your heart, that's attaching onto these sad stories to do with men and women and how they interrelate. Bear in mind, this is non-gender specific. because obviously in this day and age and collective consciousness, you know, there's so many different versions of how we have our masculine and feminine energy. Just wanted to put that in there. Anyway, sorry, your bear is wanting to say so much. And you know what, I really, if you guys are into meditation, or whatever it is that you might do, I really feel this bear will come in. It might even come in a dream. This bear really wants to communicate with you. It's got so much wisdom to share with you, to do with everything that we've just discussed here. And you know what it's saying? And this is giving me tingles on my body. It's saying it's safe to open your heart now. It's safe for you to open your heart now because I'm with you and I've got you. It's so... I don't really know what to say other than it just feels amazing. Anyway, I'm just going to leave that. It's almost overwhelming because it's so loving. It's just so loving. Anyway, right. Let's get on. Let's find some more messages before I get so pulled in. But please, your bear, this bear, is absolutely wanting to contact you at the moment. So if you're open to it, definitely go with that. Now, let's see what else this bear is wanting to say. Let's see. I feel like you've got an interesting spread. This bear is like super wise. It's super wise. And this bear completely holds the energy of unity consciousness. What I mean by that, it doesn't see things as black and white, good and bad, up or down. It doesn't see things like that. And for that reason, it's got something really powerful. It's so weird. I feel like all of your cards want to be centered right on top of each other in the center. Maybe this will make more sense when we pull them out. For some reasons these really need to touch as well, and I don't know why. And the bear is also saying, like, it's your responsibility to choose now. It's your responsibility to choose. And I feel that's an answer to something that you guys have maybe had in your head in some way. It's your responsibility to choose, and you can trust yourself. But the bear is also saying, to do with this choice or decision, pause, understanding the pause, the wait, while you let everything integrate is going to be really, really helpful for you making the choice that will take you into the most amount of flow, okay? And that also then reminds me, my guides are saying, of a video I have on my other channel, See It Like a Psychic, which is about integration time. Listen to that. There's something important to do with that if that little message there resonated with you. But now, anyway, let's see what's going on here. So, wow, so we have autumn. It's matching the wind today. Then we have Venus overcrossing it. Then we have Guardian. So interesting, the other pile also really had a Guardian. All you guys are super supported on this journey. You know what, you're not alone. If any of you in some way feel alone, and I'm getting tingles with this as well, like the bear is saying, obviously it's a complete illusion. You are so not alone. You are so not alone. This bear is really like, she's got a massive heart. Like, I can really feel it. It's like really emotionally intelligent, but not from like a mind perspective, from a heart perspective. Anyway, so then we have 9 of Pentacles in reversed, the Emperor upright, the Violet Flame, and shifting. You know what, again, this shifting and this one here, letting it go, really just reminds me about what we were channeling, or what the bear was telling us from the beginning, that it really is about letting go of all of that energy that you've hibernated. And the word for some reason is hibernated, because it's like it's gestated in your heart for such a long time, to do with painful experiences, to do with relationships. And this bear just really keeps hammering this to me, that the thing is, it's really attaching you on to the narrative and collective consciousness that also believes that love is painful, that love comes with loss, that love comes with restriction, and that actually once you can change your perspective, and I'm really getting it's such an energy thing, right? So it's almost like you would go and have some Reiki, listen to some YouTube guided meditations about releasing energy from your heart. It's something like when you start to do it on a very energy level, you'll find that the process starts to unravel, and it will easily start for you to start let go of that storyline about pain and suffering to do with relationships. And as soon as you do that, you are going to be stepping into a different sphere in many ways, because you'll start connecting into a different consciousness stream in human consciousness that actually believes that relationships can be loving, supporting, nurturing, protective, inspiring, enhancing, and all of that kind of thing. But you just need to help shift that energy from in your heart first of all, and this bear paranormal will help you do it. Like I say, there's so many different ways you can do this: Reiki, acupuncture, meditation, just salt baths, yoga. I even think weightlifting, if you do it in a conscious way, if you're really paying attention to your breath, and every time you breathe out, you're thinking, I am consciously breathing out the energy of pain and suffering. Usually the best way to use your breath to do this kind of thing is to feel into it, your body. What colour is that energy that's trapped in my heart? What shape is it? Does it have a sound? Anything like that. Then once you've really got this kind of visceral connection to that energy in your heart, then you want to visualise breathing that energy out of you. So that colour, that shape, that sound, whatever you got, and you keep doing it until you feel like that has completely left your body. You probably, you guys have had this for a long time. I'm getting also you guys have kind of had this for a few lifetimes too. So this will just take you a little bit of time. It's not going to take forever, but just don't expect it to be a one-hit wonder, because it's not that. And the reason why it's not a one-hit wonder is because once you have released this, powerful shifts are coming. So as you're slowly releasing this over days or weeks or whatever, all of the time your energy is going to be shifting and getting to a higher and higher vibration until suddenly you are that vibration, and that's when everything starts to shift. That's what I'm really getting to do with that. I'm also getting here as well the violet flame. Definitely go and look at this woman called Diana Cooper. She has she doesn't know something about the cosmic diamond violet flame. I used this loads in the beginning stages of my twin flame connection, because my guides showed it me basically, and then I would use it in meditation, and they would do things about putting this flame all the way around me, and it helping to just get rid of all this heavy energy that's a certain illusion to do with how relationships are painful and men and women don't get on, or and when I say men and women, I mean masculine and feminine energies coming together, and it really, really helped shift stuff. It also for me pulled up some past life stuff that was really useful for me to look at. So if you guys are particularly psychic in any way, you might find that some past life things comes up. Don't focus too much to do with the twin flame stuff. It's something to do with your own soul history, past life, that needs to come up to be released, okay, if that's relevant to you. But definitely use this cosmic diamond violet flame to help shift this energy that the bear's been talking about within your heart. You can also probably find things on YouTube to do with that as well, like guided meditations to do with that. I should probably do one for you guys actually, because there's a few times this comes up in twin flame readings specifically, and it is so powerful. So have a look at that if you do feel called to. Like I said, I do just want to point out that right at the very bottom of this reading, you do actually have this guardian energy that's looking after you. So this is what I mean. This is what the bear means. You're not alone. And also, I feel like this is the thing. This bear is it reminds me of the emperor energy, like really powerful, really responsible, really will protect people while they go through a journey of uncovering themselves. So it's almost like we'll hold a really great space for somebody to go through the journey that they need to without overly protecting them, so that actually they don't get to the real source of what's going on. And I really feel like this bear paranormal is here with that. But the bear is also just saying, just make sure that you don't protect yourself from getting to the root cause of letting all of this energy come out of your heart, because it is safe to do this now, and you'll know how to do it in your own way. Like, you just have to trust that life will only allow you to do this anyway if it's going to be safe for you, because life really is this incredible, nurturing, protective energy for all of us in ways that is just a mystery, right? even to psychics, and my spirit guides have even told me, hey, look, we don't know the whole mystery. Like, we totally don't know the whole mystery. But just trust that that mystery that is life is supporting you, and things will only come up if it is the right time. So do also trust within that. But at the same point, do remember, you can always say no. You can always shut it down. You know, you can change your mind, okay? Like, whatever you decide, like that bit that the bear said in the beginning, it's your responsibility to choose, and that is also to do with how much you release from your heart, how much you shift, how much you even let life support you. Everything is going to be a choice for you now, and that's because ultimately you are in a place of, although this is in reverse, Nine of Pentacles, you are basically as a soul, like you're in this space of how do I describe it? It's like, so I don't really want to use the word high vibration, because it's not so much that, it's something really different. So just give me a minute, because I think there isn't really a human equivalent for what my guide's trying to say. Just give me 1 second, because I can't quite get it. Oh, right, okay, basically as simple as this. Basically, as a soul, you really are pretty refined, and you really are quite clear on things that you want, and you're quite developed. And what my guide showed me was this, like, if you were a tree, this is what you'd look like. You'd have a really stable trunk, you'd have really healthy branches, and then you'd have lots of healthy leaves on the tree. The only thing you're missing right now is some of, like, the, let's say, blossom to come out on this particular tree, but you have all of the other components there. And then this bit about letting go of this energy that the bear's been talking about, it's going to bring you to that point of blossom, like not just in your heart but in your life, on your soul's journey. But because actually you are so well established as a soul, and that would also be why the Emperor energy is here too, and also why you're a vibrational match to this brown bear anyway, is because like you really are, you know, you are very refined. You have worked on many different things in many different ways, but now it's just about opening up to the blossom, and almost opening up to the sweetness of life in some kind of way. But to do that, it appears it is important to really just let go of the loss, or the sort of the narrative you have to do with relationships being painful in some way, and really bring in this card, which is Venus. Now, because it wasn't quite the right way up, I just want to get another card just to see what you can specifically do to make sure you turn that the right way up. The bear is actually saying just releasing that energy is going to be enough. Whoa! Let's just see what this is. I love it when cards do this. Oh wow, the Hierophant. I mean, the bear's just saying the thing is, the reason why it is just enough just to be letting this energy out of your heart is because you know what the time is now, and essentially you have a bit of a soul contract with yourself and the bear. Oh my god, that's so freaking cool. I never even thought that you would have soul contracts with paranormals, but it makes total sense that you would. Well, that's cool. Anyway, so basically you have a soul contract with this bear that to help you do this very process. And because you've even come to this reading, and if you've got this far in the reading, it means that you're already engaging with that soul contract. So the more that you go with that, the more that this is just going to happen anyway. Do definitely meditate with this bear. And just see what comes up, because that is so cool. I didn't even realise that you could have soul contracts with paranormals, but obviously you do, and it really is about all of those things that we've just talked about. I really feel it would be useful for people that got this power to maybe re-listen to this again, because the bear was really speaking through me in the beginning, and obviously you guys have got this really important soul contract with this bear right now, but that also does mean, and I feel like I do know more with this reading, right, because you know, it's your responsibility to choose. It's your responsibility, and that'd be like Saturn, I suppose, as well, and the Emperor, for you now to engage further in this soul contract. Because anybody that's in a twin flame dynamic, or really far in the soul growth journey, or self-growth or whatever, you all have this ability to tap into your own psychic resources. We can all channel, like we're all humans, so we can connect into anything and everything. But let me just see, what's the one last message that the bear wants to give you now? And I won't say anything, this is just for you to interpret and make your own. Let's have a look. This one. What does the bear say? Oh, so cute. I am open to love in all various forms. Cool. So guys, I hope that was useful for you. Well, can I just say thank you so much for that? I really, really enjoyed that. And it's always great to like learn something new. Like I didn't realise about soul contracts with paranormals. So thank you so much for connecting in and allowing me to channel that for you. Also, thank you so much to the brown bear. You are amazing. You are epic. I can tell. I also have an Instagram channel where I just put loads of stuff on about psychic stuff, and I've actually got one about paranormals. And interestingly enough, my brother has a brown bear as a paranormal, and he's on this picture here. So guys, check out that if you feel called to. I also have Facebook and Twitter too. You can find me there. I'll leave that link for the other channel, the integration video on my other channel, See It Like a Psychic, so you can see about that thing about waiting, pausing, and integrating. And I just post loads of other videos on there to do with psychic resources, so you can use this epic skill that we all have. And then I also have an Etsy shop if you'd like a private reading or any digital products, psychic digital products, I'll put on there. But other than that, if you like this reading, please subscribe if you'd like more. Leave comments if there is anything you would like to just say in any way. Any sort of thing to do with the bear, I'd love to hear. I'd totally love to hear how this goes because it's so intriguing. And other than that, I will see you for another pick a card magic in the future. Take care. Bye. So hi guys, this is for everybody that chose pile number 3. This is the Cells card in the Divas of Creation deck. I love it. I just love the colours. For some reason, I'm really drawn to the number 68, which I wasn't on any of the other cards. Sorry, my maths is bad. What is that, 12? So that makes up to a 14, I think. So that makes up to a number 5. Ooh, so there's some kind of change that's occurring on a cellular level to do with you guys, to do with your twin flame connection, but also to do with how you are connecting into your own masculine and feminine energy. I'm getting that there's like a new belief system that's being developed, and this paranormal is supporting you to develop this new belief system. And I'm also getting, interestingly, that this is not about you guys worrying about removing an old belief system. It's something about you guys now imprinting a new belief system. Let's see. I don't know. Let's just see what we get. Like with all the other piles, the paranormal just pops in when it's ready, so I'll tell you what it is when it comes in. Whoa. Okay, these are flying out. So there's kind of lots of energy going off. I suppose it's like bubbles. Something's bubbling up, ready to be released. Interestingly, I'm getting loads of animals that are flashing through, but they're like, it's not this one, it's not this one. So I've like seen tadpoles, I've seen a sparrow bird, I saw a frog. It's none of these though. It's so interesting because I didn't get that on any of the other piles. Let me just see. Let me just get a little bit more channeling about what's really going on. What is really going on? Okay, so now what I'm getting is I've got like a red robin that's kind of jumping on here and just like puddling around. And it's saying that this is your paranormal. So currently the paranormal that's supporting you guys is the red robin, and it's saying that there's a real new beginning, but more than a new beginning, it's saying a new era is coming for you to do with your twin flame connection, but ultimately how you relate to yourself with your masculine and your feminine energy, and how you see right and wrong, black and white within your reality as well. the robin's also saying that when this happens, it is going to come pretty quick, and it's going to come almost like fully integrated. So you guys, it's saying, need to pay attention to if you get an instant download about something. And that's almost like one of these deep inner knowings, and it's how a lot of us as psychics work, where suddenly out of nowhere, we suddenly get a complete picture about everything, and it's in its entire form, and it kind of comes in a millisecond. It's almost like that information was already planted within you, and then something just like opened the door and it came flooding through. There's something about that that's going to be coming that you need to pay attention to, because the robin is saying as well, like there's something quite like it's just showing me as well, like really beautiful images of, say, you know, loads of snow, like loads of snow, white snow on fields, and then in trees, and then there's kind of that really, really nice pure silence, apart from a few little, every now and then you hear the sounds of birds, and then this robin is almost like just perched on like a fence, but this fence is like seen as a doorway, and it's a gateway for you to move through, but it's down to you to decide when you want to move through this. Just 1 second. And it's saying that it's really important to bring in like bravery and also courage. But it's saying any decision or anything that you're making to do with your twin flame connection, or to do with, you know, even I'm getting something in your working environment for some reason, anything to do with that, it's not about, and actually pile number 2 also had this, it's not about rushing, it's about waiting until you just know the moment is right, because it's almost like everything will align up, and the cue is when everything lines up, but there's been a bit of silence beforehand. So the robin's almost saying, it's like in that vision it showed me, it's kind of like the real stillness of being out in the snow, and then suddenly you hear some birds chatting, and then once you hear the birds chatting, then you spot the robin on the gate, and then it's up to you to know if you want to walk through the gate. However, it's saying if you rush stuff, if you don't pay attention to the silence within yourself, then you won't spot the best opportunity to move things forward. So just take that how it makes sense to you. It's such a beautiful image. It actually might be really good for you guys if you wanted to, for some reason I think that goes on top of there, if you guys wanted to sorry, I'm feeling like I should bring some of the cards in that I didn't do on the other pile. 1 sec, here we go. I think it'd be really good for you maybe to meditate and visualize that sort of vision that I showed you, and see if the robin will communicate with you as well, because totally trust yourself. You are absolutely psychic, we all are. It's just about using that muscle even more. Just goes right in the very center, and then let's see here. Why do I think this one here, this one here? Okay, right, let's see what's going off then. So, I don't feel like I read any of these reversed for some reason, I don't know why. Oh, this is gorgeous, Mother Earth. So this is like Queen of Pentacles. The artwork on this deck is incredible. So 3 of Wind. Interestingly, 3 of Wind, in this deck, it's called Recognition. In other decks, it's more related to like a pain of some sort. So that's really interesting. This one. So this is the Flood, which is 4 of Cups. Oh wow, and then we have the 4 of Swords. So lots of 4s, lots of stability. We have the Death transformation card. Pile 1 also had that. The Chariot. Whoa. We have Space Time. Venus. Pile 2 also had Venus. This pile is kind of like, you're like a bit of amalgamation of the first 2 piles. Celestial, love that. Then what's this one? Divinity, wow. Okay, just give me a minute while I feel into all of this, and obviously you feel into it as well. What is this robin wanting to say? I mean, before I get something from the Robin, what I'm instantly getting, sorry, with this entire spread is that basically you guys are, you're there. And I don't know in what way that relates to you guys, because you'll all know your own individual situations, but you are there. You're there. Oh, and the sun is literally just coming out into the room that I'm recording in. So it's all going so bright white there now. As I say that is it, guys. You're there. Like, you are this new beginning. Like, it's just... It's now just up to you. It's now just up to you. Like, it's almost like, you know, when a robin sings the first song of the day, it's just up to you now when you almost want to do that within your life and within your connection, or whatever way that relates to. You know, I do feel like there has been some sort of... There's been a pause, there's been a waiting, there's been an integrating, there's been a lot of, you know, the transformation has actually occurred, but I think it's now just about you just deciding, almost like this cat now, if this cat is you, because I really feel like it almost is, it's about you deciding to wake up, just to stretch your body, and then to just slowly go outside. It's kind of like that. But it's very much like this new beginning is here, this new opportunity is here. You know, like a lot of work has been put in. A lot of work has been put in to shift and change yourself and your reality with space-time. I love space-time. There's just something really cool about it. It's like, I know everybody here that's going into this reading is... has really expanded their multidimensional self. And what I mean by that is, I think you're really becoming aware of the different levels of consciousness that reside within you. So like from when you were a child, your child consciousness, so like your inner child, like maybe for some of you like past lives, future lives. I'm getting future lives could be something really cool for you guys if you haven't done it, to start playing about with when you feel the time is right. You know, so you've done that, you've kind of like some of you guys are a bit of an alien consciousness, like I'm like a part alien consciousness, as is my brother, so you guys might also have that kind of alien consciousness vibe within you. You're just aware of all of these different parts within you, and I think you've like created quite a bit of harmony within those, but at the same time you understand that you're a constantly evolving process. Now I know so many people say that, right, but you guys truly feel it. Like, you viscerally feel that you are an ever-changing, ever-growing consciousness, which is awesome. Like, you understand how pain actually is just another way for you to learn and to grow. I think you really start to appreciate gratitude, like lots of things in your life, like, you know, and just right at the sorry, because it's just the energy that's coming through on these cards, right? And the robin is just sitting here looking at me. It's like, carry on. Yeah, okay, one sec. So basically, it's just the energy in the step is just, oh, that's whole spread is just, wait, just let me get the words. It's like fantastical. It's just kind of like, so if I was to meet you guys, I know that to me your energy fields would just kind of feel really, it's not quite, they'll feel fresh. They would feel really fresh to me. Like fresh, but also really clear. Your energy field would almost look to me like I was looking into a deep lake. I am also getting that sometimes what can then happen with you is sometimes people see their own reflection within you, and sometimes they can do a little projection, but it's interestingly nothing to do with you on this. It's just purely because you are such a very currently very clear energy field that actually people can see their own reflection. But that will also work in a positive way too, because it will also be that lots of people connect and identify with you from that very reason as well. I've got a feeling that some of you have this thing, which I can totally relate to, where sometimes it feels overwhelming to connect in with too many people because you have this kind of quality within you. And that's why you might sometimes have the sort of tendency to hermitize yourself in some way, which I can completely relate to. But this is what the robin is saying. The robin is saying, this is the message to me too, is is that actually it is now just that choice. Like, do you want to walk through this gate? Like, do you want to walk through this gate? It's like a beautiful environment, like the air feels fresh, like it's untouched snow, and I'm singing this beautiful little song to you, like through my amazing, like, proud red breast, as it were, of the robin. Like, it's up to you now to follow this like new direction, this new calling, like this part of you that you know is like your highest potential. It's kind of that kind of thing. This robin is absolutely the signal of a new beginning. But you know, like with so many souls now, we all have a choice. We all have a choice, right? You know, it's your choice. Do you want to go in that direction or not? But you know, the transformation has occurred, and you really are so in touch with your own divinity in so many ways. These decks are incredible. But yeah, you know what, I do just really feel like I don't really need to say much more than that. So you guys, is quite a short one because it is what it is. I think the major thing that I would say is it really is about you just having a bit of a meditation time with the robin itself to really sort of see if you get any more intuitive messages, because this robin is more than happy to chat to you. And I'm just getting that, you know, space-time, you know, that vision that I just described to you, to do with the snow and the forest or the wood trees and then the gate and the robin on it, that's actually I don't know, well, I sort of know this can happen, but I don't know, it could happen this. But anyway, basically my guys are saying like now that is basically set up as almost like an energetic portal for you guys to access in meditation if you want. Like, it's now created within the Akashic Records, and the Akashic Records is like holding that kind of like vision. And now I know it's a bit like Star Trek, I don't know if you ever watched it, where sometimes the computer could generate a certain environment that then they could just go in and it would be like a completely new world, or like it would be a forest, or it'd be something like that's what's now happened with that vision. It's been like documented and like downloaded into the Akashic Records, so now you can access that in meditation if you want to, and you'll get even more guidance from this red robin about how to go forward. And my guide is saying I need to do this too, so I will do this too. So I'd love to hear from you guys about what you get out of that, totally. But you know what, the choice is now yours, and everything is integrating. I'm also getting the robin's also saying, and my guide is also like yes, because the robin's now sitting on my guide's hand. But anyway, they're both saying that once we go in and we understand that information, you know, by chatting more to the robin, then there'll be a little thing we need to do in meditation to just slightly change something within our cellular vibration, and we can do that by communicating with our cells, DNA and mitochondria in meditation, and we can do it also with flushing colours through our bodies that is relative to whatever goes on. So take that however you will with that. Now what I want to do is I just want to pull an additional wild card, which is an additional message from the red robin to you. I won't say anything about it, it's just purely for you to you know, like unravel yourself. Wow, flew out. Oh wow. 2. I'm going to go with it, okay, because they flew out. So let's just see. So we have, I remain in balance with my emotions and I communicate with compassion. So So guys, I hope that was useful for you. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Thanks so much to the red robin, that was so cool. Clearly, obviously, this is a message for me too, so that's also awesome. That doesn't always happen at all. So thank you so much for that. So it's great connecting in with all of you. That's awesome. You can also find me on Instagram. I always just post loads of psychic stuff because everything that I'm doing is just about how you can access your psychic abilities more, because I just know that we can all do this, and it's such a cool, awesome gift that we all have. So I'll leave that below. I also have an Instagram post about power animals. This is one with me and my brother actually, so you might want to read up about that. You can also find me on Facebook and Twitter if you use those. And I also have another YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic, if you want any additional tools or information about psychic resources. And I will start reposting on that again soon. And I also have an Etsy shop if you would like a private reading. You know, if you do want to go into any future live stuff, I can go into that for you. But you know, whatever you like, see, I'll also have digital products on there soon too as well. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel to become part of the community. That would be awesome. Leave any comments that you'd like to discuss about things, or also if there's any videos you would like me to do, like titles for Pick a Card, totally let me know, because I'd love to collaborate with you guys in that way. But other than that, just totally go to that vision space that's now installed in the Akashic Records with the red robin and see what you get, because there's something awesome there. And remember, a new beginning, but it's a choice. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that reading, and I'll see you soon for more Pick a Card magic. Bye.